growing up, I was adopted at a young age. They got divorced, and I got put back into the system at 11, and kind of bounced around from foster home to foster home until I was emancipated at 17. Well, I went to Children's Hospital for like behavioral evaluation when I was little, and they determined I had anger issues. So of course they said, oh, you can go to this island, and they made it sound like it was going to be a summer camp every day that you were there. Like, oh, there's going to be kayaking and boating and fishing and everything. And I was like, all right, I want to go to that. And so I signed up. I was little, so it was like, they were like, yeah, you're gonna go there, and you're gonna live with a bunch of people, and you're gonna, have a good time. You're gonna learn how to do school stuff and work on your, your anger issues and stuff like that. I was like, okay. I wasn't there that long before I was first assaulted by a resident. It was my roommate. So he was bigger than me, and he took advantage of me being a small kid. So that seemed to be the case, is that the older boys would always take advantage of the small kids. And I don't understand why they would have criminal offenders there with us non-criminal offenders either. Just predators and prey is all it is. They're putting wolves in with the sheep. They don't want to do anything, because it meant that they were complicit with it too, because they were also hurting people. So, and if they make reports, then it goes out to the state, and the state investigates, and then they're in trouble. Everything was really swept under the rug. Secret Harbor was like being in what I imagine a POW camp would be like. How has it affected my life? I don't know. I think I would have an easier time telling you how it hasn't affected my life, but no, it's in every way that I can think of. I met with Alex a few times, talked to him on the phone. It was like, okay, this is real. You know what I mean? I got to see like the documentation, and like, oh, okay. And everything was explained to me in such a way like, this is a lot right here. Like, you need to do this for yourself. You need to do this for the other guys, basically. I was like, yeah, okay. So I did. It's the best thing I ever did, I think, besides having my kid, meeting my wife. My biggest thing is now that I have won, right? What about all the other guys that haven't won? They have no voice. They're hurt. They're out there. I mean, they didn't get help. They're not going to get help, probably, unless they come forward.
The reason that I and my colleagues here at Cochran work so hard for these clients is because it's important for us to be a source for positive change in the community. This is not just about us. It's not about anyone's bottom line. It is about making sure that people are not abusing children. It's about making sure that children who have been harmed are receiving the help and the resources that they need so that they can heal from, frankly, injuries that are often insurmountable or feel like they're insurmountable. And so it's critical that there are folks out there who are willing to devote the time and energy to come forward, and those people are the heroes, and they need our help.
These people went for years and years and years and hurt who knows how many people. And they caused people to commit suicide, caused people to go into mental depression and go into psychiatric units. You know what I mean? Like, it's a real thing. I mean, people are strong, but when you push them to a point where they're broken, there's no coming back from that sometimes.
One of the things that is the sad nature of our current systems is that the bottom line ends up becoming the only line that most of these organizations are thinking about. And so if folks like Kris are going to come forward and really draw attention to this issue, to the constant stream of child abuse being perpetrated through organizations that are being funded and watched over by the state, that is what needs to happen in order for these organizations to implement change. And so, every time we get a resolution for someone like Kris, we know that it's not just helping Kris, it's helping educate these organizations and the state that there are consequences for their failures.
I mean, I can't stress this enough, that even if I hadn't got a dime, it would still be worth it, because it's accountability.
Being able to look a survivor in the eye and say, we did our best for you, and we did it. We got there. You push through. I've seen the challenges that this has posed for Kris and for other survivors who we represent. And, being able to look at them in the eye at the end and say, you did it. You earned this through your push for accountability, through your willingness to see this through, even though it was hard, even though it was crushing. You were willing to fight the necessary fight to make sure that at the end of the day, we got the job done. And being able to look at someone and say, we got the job done for you. And our clients are some of the most deserving people that I've ever met for the horrors that they've lived through. And it's incredibly satisfying to be able to tell them, we did it. We got the job done for you. And we're going to go and we're going to keep doing the job for everyone else who asks, because that's what we're here for.